Welcome to the Andy Ruther Show. Here is your host, Andy Ruther.
Welcome back to another episode of the Andy Ruther Show. That is me, Andy Ruther, on this Friday evening. Little late sesh, little Friday evening late sesh here in the nasty natty, Cincinnati, Ohio. Feeling good. You know, still battling the stuff with the kids. It never ends, you know. Just never ends. I had a neighbor up the street I was talking to. He's got two girls, but they're older. And he's like, "Yeah, you're in for another rough 5 years." You know, I said, "Look, man, that's actually kind of in my head. It was like, get to 50." Truthfully, I was like, I had always thought that, like, just get to 50. Things will start easing up. But it just feels like it never ends. But you know, that's what you deal with. It's just what you deal with. That's life. That's parenting. Isla is just like out of control right now. Just nothing is working. Just you talk about terrible twos. I don't know why there isn't a saying for threes. She's just an asshole. Like, I don't know how to put it. Like, a lot of the time now. I don't know if that's wrong to say that about my kid. I'm just being real. Nobody wants to be real. You go on social media, it's so funny. You see all the stuff that parents post with their kids, and I'm just like, man, show the rough stuff. Show the bad stuff. It's like David Goggins. I know I talked about this last episode. I'm like in a big David Goggins kick again. I'm in like a big David Goggins kick. Because on one hand, he's extremely inspirational to me. And on the other hand, he's hilarious. He's just absolutely hilarious. I found this video on Instagram. It's literally just a montage of people who are videotaping when they see David Goggins running, whatever city or state they're in. And he just yells back like, "Go to the gym. Stay hard. Why are you filming me? Don't be a bitch." But again, I've just been listening. I think I've gone, I was like, I got to do cardio at least 30 minutes a day. And on some days that might be walking, but it's normally running or my running push-up workout. I think I'm on like day 17 or 18 in a row of doing this. I'm kind of proud of myself, to be honest. I just think of him being like, "Don't be a bitch. You got kids, do it at night." But what I was going to initially say is he talks about posting stuff on social media, like the non-good stuff. Everybody always wants to post the glamour, right? And the good stuff. And his thing is like, just post when you're in the rut, man. And basically that, like, that's what parenting is, a lot of it. It's like, you're just in a rut. I did go to Isla's daycare this week. I helped volunteer her Easter egg hunt and Easter party. They did it early this year because so many kids will be gone next week for spring break. So I went. It was an experience, man. It was pretty funny. She was geeked. So basically, they had a little Easter egg hunt for her little classroom of 3-year-olds, and then they did a little Easter egg party, and then I read a book to them. I read a Clifford the Big Red Dog book. It was so hard for me not to do what I would do at home when I was reading the book to the kids, right? Because like at home, I throw in stuff. I just start improvising, and then I throw in stuff that's completely inappropriate, but just goes over Isla's head. And I wanted to do that, but I couldn't. I wanted to. We're reading the book, and the premise, for anybody who knows Clifford the Big Red Dog, the girl who the owner is Emily Elizabeth is her name, right? And Clifford's her dog. And the premise on this Easter Clifford the Big Red Dog book is she goes to sleep and she has a dream, and Clifford's turning all these different colors, and he keeps changing into all these exotic different patterns and all these different things. And what I wanted to say to the kids, I wanted to be like, "Yo, what did Emily Elizabeth take before she went to sleep?" Emily Elizabeth took a little bit of that sticky icky. A little bit of that edibles. Emily Elizabeth popped some LSD before she went to bed tonight. And I was like, don't do it. Don't do it, Andy. You will never be in this room again. And also, they'll kick your daughter out of daycare, which we love. We absolutely love this daycare that Isla moved to in December. Can't say enough good things about it. Didn't want to get kicked out because I was making drug references about a Clifford the Big Red Dog book, but I wanted to. I really wanted to. I wanted to do it. But it was kind of fun, right? You get to see the interactions. I thought Isla would be terrible. She wasn't terrible. I thought she would be terrible because I was there. I was there for like an hour and a half. The difference between boys and girls, especially at this age, is completely night and day. The difference. I mean, you truly can't stereotype the difference between the genders. Like all the girls in her room, they stay in their seats when they're eating their snack or their little party favors, whatever they had. Most of them are quiet when they're doing their artwork. They're way more respect. The boys, the boys are just like men. We're just animals at a young age. It's pretty fascinating. It really doesn't change that much. The boys are just like all over the place and rough and rowdy, and they can't follow directions. They can't listen. They just are not good with the structure for the most part in the room. And I'm watching it play out. It's just like fascinating for me to see just the difference. And then obviously thinking like, oh, if I had a boy, this is what I would deal with. Now, Isla can be that way too. She's got a lot of those qualities for sure. I think she's totally ADD or ADHD. But it was just interesting to see volunteering at daycare for because I've never done that. I've never either of my kids' daycares. I've never been there for like an hour and a half where I'm actually seeing what they do, the activities, all that stuff. It's kind of interesting to see. And they do the egg hunt and all that. And then, of course, Isla took a dump. And I was stuck doing that. That was fun. Wiping her butt. We're like getting there on potty training, but we're not fully there. It's weird. She has like great days, bad days. I don't know. We need to get that buttoned up pretty good. We need to get rid of the pacifier. I mean, it's ridiculous. She turned 3 in February. She only has it when she's upset. Her passy in her cloth, her little baby cloth. She only has it when she's upset. She only has it when she goes to bed. I'm just like, this is ridiculous, man. You're the only kid in your room who has this. You're the only kid. You're the only kid. And it's even worse because Molly never took to a pacifier. So, her 1-year-old sister doesn't have one. It's like, dude, just stop it, man. Just get rid of it. What are you doing? She was so upset when I left. She was so upset. I knew that was going to happen. She's like, Daddy, you can't leave. You can't leave. I was like, well, I'm going to. I'm going to leave. And you're going to be a problem for them. Not my issue. Molly has been a total issue for us, man. I know I've talked about ChatGPT. I've talked about ChatGPT as parenting. I'm fully embracing it right now. Fully embracing it because she's taken such a step back. Again, waking up every night about 20 or 30 minutes after she's put down. Every night. She's 14 months old. We're still dealing with this. Just being inconsolable. It's separation anxiety. I was like, I've had enough of this. Last night, I want to just sit on our deck. It was a beautiful day out here in Cincinnati. It was like 80 degrees. I had my TV out there. I had March Madness on. I just wanted to sit on the couch and relax. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with this. I just pulled out my phone. I was like, yo, ChatGPT, what am I doing here? I'm just describing verbatim what's happening. And ChatGPT is like, you cannot go in there. It starts. We're on a 7-day training. Speaking of David Goggins, ChatGPT was like, it starts now. This is day one. Don't go in there. Let her cry it out. Dude, she cried it out for 57 minutes. And that's the hard part as a parent. You want to go in there and ChatGPT, like I'm literally writing, like, I want to go in there. ChatGPT's like, don't do it. I'm like, I'm having this conversation with a robot. This is weird, but the robot's doing good. It's telling me what to do. ChatGPT's like, don't do it. Don't go in there. She will eventually fall. ChatGPT's going, what exactly is she doing now? Tell me, is she standing back up? Is she laying back down? Okay, these are signs of progress. These are signs of whatever. And I trusted ChatGPT, truthfully. I trusted ChatGPT. And it was right. It was like, she'll eventually go down what you're describing. 57 minutes in. And then tonight, it was like night 2. And I'm like, what should I do? Before I even laid her down, what should I do? And ChatGPT's like, you want to get real ballsy, put her in bed without her being asleep, because you've been doing it while she's asleep, and that's part of a problem. Don't let her fall asleep when you put her in bed. So tonight, she wasn't fully asleep. I put her in bed, stands right up, crying. I walk out of the room. Brady's like, this isn't going to work. I'm like, I'm following ChatGPT. ChatGPT's like, just tell me what's going on. Just watch the monitor. Don't go in there. Whatever you do, don't go in there. You're going to regress everything that happened last night. She took steps last night. Don't go in the room. Sure enough, 50 minutes of crying, standing up, getting back in her bed, standing up, crying. 50 minutes. So 7 less minutes it took her to go to sleep, and she fell asleep on her own completely because she wasn't asleep when I put her in bed. ChatGPT's like, you're doing good, man. Tomorrow, here's what you should expect on night 3. I'm like, yo, this is the best parenting ever. No one's giving me this advice. I mean, truthfully, though, it's walking me through exactly what to do, because at this point, we have to break it. We have to break this thing of her just not sleeping through the night or waking up within the first hour, because it's mentally completely exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. You're just like, dude, I'm sick of going in your room. Again, you're 14 months old. The other kid was sleeping through the night at 8 months old. It's frustrating. That's why I'm like, ChatGPT, help me out. And it's been working. Truthfully, it's been working. I mean, we're only on night 2. You know what the hardest thing I've learned? Because also my patience is not good. I never had good patience. My dad was always on me for that. I've never had good patience. And the thing is, when you have kids, you have to learn patience, right? And I still suck at it. I need to do so much better. I need to improve as a dad, as a person, as a father, all of it. But that's where ChatGPT was coming in. It was being motivational. It was like, this is the hardest part. You're probably getting mad, annoyed, angry. Turn off the monitor or silence it, watch it, make sure she's good. ChatGPT is always like, make sure she's healthy. She's not vomiting. Her arms don't get stuck. All that stuff, right? Don't do that. Or make sure you're watching that. But don't hear it. And that helped me last night. I was on my deck, right? I was watching the NCAA tournament. It was a beautiful night, and I had the monitor on, and I saw her, she just kept crying, but I didn't have the sound on, and she eventually fell asleep. Same thing tonight. I put her down. I was exhausted. I went in. I had like a 5-minute insane power nap in my bed. I turned it off, and dude, again, 50 minutes later. So ChatGPT coming through, earning that $20 a month I pay you. They are like dogs. I was saying this tonight. Kids are like dogs. You just got to train them at this age. Now, eventually they would turn into wild dogs and you can't control them. But like at this age, I feel like they're dogs. You can just kind of train them. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's like we have to basically retrain or train for the first time. Molly. My therapist, so I started going to therapy again. I think it's been good for me. Exercise, therapy has been good for me. Those are two things that I had when I was going through all this stuff with my parents, therapy and exercise that genuinely got me through it, to be honest. I look back on that. So I'm going back. Anyway, I'm going back. And he's been helpful. And we talk a lot of it is like with parenting. I'm like, yo, dude, what do I do here? Disciplining Isla. He said something to me that just like blew my mind the last time we had a session a couple weeks ago. He's like, here's the thing, Andy, with Isla at 3. Parents make the mistake thinking they can go back and correct behavior or bad behavior or just things that they don't like about their kids, that they can go back when they're older. And he goes, you really can't. And the analogy he used was great. He's like, you're laying the foundation right now for the kid, truthfully. And he said that foundation is pretty much settled by age 7. He meant like their demeanor or just how they are. Now, things can change. You evolve as humans. We all do. But his thing was like, if a kid's a brat at 7, a lot of times they don't really change. Or if they have bad manners and they're not courteous and they're not thankful, if that's not formed and developed by age 7, you're kind of screwed. And he makes a point to me, and he's like, dude, I'll be honest, even at 3, the cement is starting to settle for her. It's fully settled by 7. It's starting to settle even at 3. So, like, you got to do what you got to do as a parent. And then he made a point, which was like, whoa. He's like, because she can be really whiny and it's very annoying. And he's like, if she's a whiny little girl and that's not corrected, she's going to be a whiny, if she's that way at 7, she's going to be a whiny 27-year-old to her boyfriend then. I'm like, oh, nobody wants to have that kid. Nobody wants to date that girl. The whiner, he's like, get it under control. Right. And he was kind of giving me some tips, but he said that's basically known in that world. Studies will show kind of you got to get a lot of stuff figured out by 7. You can't just go back at 10, 11, 12 and recorrect certain things about kids because it's kind of built into your DNA then as you get older. You just don't realize how a lot of that stuff's formed. And even Molly at a young age, and he's like, you're right. I go, I tell Brittany, she thinks I'm crazy. She can already like play us. They're smart, even at 14 months old. She knows sometimes to play me or fake it with the whining or the crying or whatever the emotion is. Don't underestimate the intellect of a kid, of a baby. I mean, we are the superior species, are we not? The human race, right? We are, intelligence-wise. So you can't underestimate. I know at times I'm like, you're just trying to whine. I know you're a baby, but like you're just trying to whine. All right, I'm talking a lot of parenting stuff here to start the show. Let's hop in. I see there's a YouTube comment from Cam Smith. Parent question. Signing kid up for school, they ask for social media consent to post your kid's pictures. Most schools are public pages and post literally an album a day of photos. Would you say yes? Yeah, I mean, we've had this, with our daycares. They do the same thing. You have to get consent for them to post it on their Facebook pages, Instagram pages, whatever. I mean, look, to me, it's just a personal thing. If you don't want your kids posted, say no. Like we've said yes, it doesn't bother me. I post pictures of my kids on social media, videos of my kids on social media. It's weird though. I mean, not to get too dark, but like, you do think about the stuff of the creepers out there, or is some sick pedo looking at pictures of my daughter? You do it's you can't not think about that as a dad. So there's that concern, especially if you have, I guess it doesn't matter if you have little boys or little girls, but like, yeah, I mean, My advice would be, whatever you feel comfortable with. Like, my thing is, it is what it is. I'm already posting pictures of my kids, so they can have consent to post stuff on social media. Such a different age, man. That social media stuff scares me though for like when my girls are older, like being on social media because it's so addictive. I saw what was it YouTube and Meta, Facebook just lost the first big lawsuit because they're basically how addictive the social media is, and some girl's life was all messed up. What was it? Let me actually pull this up. The jury found the tech giants liable, and this is a landmark social media lawsuit. The jury found Meta and Google, yeah, because it was YouTube, negligent in social media harms trial. This happened a couple of days ago. A California jury on Wednesday found that Meta and Google were to blame for the depression and anxiety of a woman who compulsively used social media as a small child, awarding her $6 million in a rare verdict, holding the Silicon Valley accountable for its role in fueling a youth mental health crisis. The jurors found that Meta and Google should pay the woman $3 million in compensatory damages, an additional $3 million in punitive damages, with Meta on the hook for 70% of the amount. Now, I read she had a lot of issues as well, like came from an abusive home. It wasn't, so that's where it's difficult. It's like, how much did social media play in the role? But they know what they're doing. Guys, it's addictive for adults. It's addictive for adults. Of course, it's going to be addictive for kids. Right? It's not good. I mean, that's the truth. Like, it's weird. I'm in that world for work, but it's ultimately, it's not good for your kids. It's not good for adults. I find myself, look, I find myself down these rabbit holes. I find myself like the truth is I had to step away from the Epstein stuff. There was too much, and my algorithm was all about it. And I was just like, dear God, get back to like the memes, Andy, which I'm in now again. I'm in all the Tiger Woods jokes tonight with the latest Tiger Woods news of him getting another DUI, which, by the way, is insane to me. Side note on the Tiger thing. It's insane to me. I know I'll talk about this on Dirty Sports on Monday, but it's just insane to me. Dude, you're a billionaire. Get a driver. How many times am I going to say this? You're a billionaire, man. Why are you always amped up on drugs and booze and whatever? Or, I'm sorry, if you are, just have a driver. Dude, if I had that much money, I would never drive. Is it a control issue? It's got to be a control issue. I just would never drive. I'd never drive. It's like I posted tonight on social media. I don't think Tiger's ever experienced the thrill of just being completely blacked out drunk in a rideshare app. Of course, he's never been in a rideshare app, but somebody driving. Man, in the music up front, like you're just blacked out drunk. You're feeling good on life. The windows down. It's like 3 a.m. and you're just like blaring that song that Uber or Lyft driver absolutely hates you. You're just, to use an old term, you're man in the aux. You're man in the aux. You're playing the music. You got the playlist going. You got the beats going. You're just blacked out. You don't have to worry about driving. You're in the passenger seat. And then you're like, yo, hit up T Bizzle. I want some late night Taco Bell. He's never experienced. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than just being like, because if he's going to do the drugs and the booze and whatever, it's like, there's nothing better than that. Just being in a different world. You get the music playing, you're feeling good, and you're like, yo, I want some late night McDonald's. Why would you want to drive? Why would you want to drive? I can't think of one reason. Even if it's not even Like even when I wasn't in a rideshare, like if a buddies was driving, I think about that sometimes. I don't know why. I think about like the Vegas times with my Vegas buddies, just being in that zone where you're like all ripped. You had a fun night. Maybe you got something coming home with you. Maybe if it's a good night, Tiger can have access to that. There's lots of waitresses out there, right? And you're just like, before we get home, let's hit up that late night Taco Bell. Why are you driving, Tiger? Just get a full-time driver, man. Sometimes I get tired driving. I don't even drive that much. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, I don't want to drive. Oh, it's like I don't want to drive. What am I doing? He's got to get that figured out. You got the money, man. You're a billionaire. You got the money. Speaking of money, we got the tubes bill from Molly. You know, our youngest girl. She got the tubes in her ears because she had all those ear infections. I know I've ranted about this before on the show. These medical bills, the healthcare. I mean, I don't know anybody who likes it. I don't know a single person. You'll never meet a single person who's like, no, it's justified. It's justified. The bills they give you, it's justified. I read it out. I know I read it out. What they were charging, the thousands of dollars for our post recovery room, which wasn't even a room. Wasn't even a room. We were in for 15 minutes. Surgery, no lie, not exaggeration, precisely lasted her 6 minutes. Before insurance, it was like over 11 grand for the bill. Anyway, we get the bill. I call up. It was like 2,100 after insurance. And it sucks because you call these places and the truth is it's not, you're dealing with them with a billing company. You're not even dealing with the medical group. And I'm just reading the numbers off to her. I'm like, you know how much we paid for this recovery room or a surgery that costs, or it was 6 minutes. I said, what if I pay this in full today? What kind of discount you gonna give me? So I'll pay it in full. I'll pay this $2,100 in full today. What kind of discount you gonna give me though? She's like, hold on, let me go talk to somebody. I'll be back with you in a minute. She comes back. She's like, I can give you 20% off. Which in a way just angers me even more because I'm like, then why didn't you do it to start? Because 20% when it's, end up being like $450 off. I'm like, that's a lot of money off. Why didn't you just do that from the start? Why don't you, if we're gonna start doing this negotiating, like we're at a car dealership for my medical expenses, why didn't we just do that from the start? Why couldn't we have just done that from the start? So frustrating. I ended up paying it. Whatever. I took my 20% off. She wasn't gonna go more, and I was like, this is under Brittany's name. I'll pay it. Like, this is just so ridiculous. Again, for 6-minute surgery. You know what? You know why it's like so deflating? Because nothing's going to change. I guess I'm at that point of acceptance of so much of this stuff that goes on in the world, whether it be politics or foreign policy or healthcare, whatever it is. I'm just like, it's not going to change. That's why I just can't. I don't know. I've said it before. Like, I just can't get too worked up because I have my opinions. We all have our opinions. I don't like paying a gazillion dollars for gas, and I get angry and I get annoyed, and I might spout it off to Brittany, but I'm not going on social media about it. There's no point. There's no point at all. Does nothing. But you're just like, I can't control this. I got to deal with my kids. Speaking of that, and speaking of money, again, I did get something. Let's pull this up here from the city of Cincinnati about my deck. So this seems like this is going to be their move, guys. They're going to charge me like every 6 months some penalty, which really isn't that much. This is from the city, from the Department of Buildings and Inspections from the city of Cincinnati. Here we are. because I haven't come in compliance as of 7/31/2025. Anyway, I paid one of these before, and it seems like they're charging me either every 3 months or every 6 months. So the total was $89.25. The base fee is $85. I mean, again, what a bunch of crooks. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is the city of Cincinnati. The base fee is $85. The technology surcharge. What does that even mean? Dude, again, this is why I just don't trust any of these people. This again, I'm doing it. I'm saying what I'm not going to do, but I'm doing it right now. Like where you just get angry. You're just like, what is this? Technology, what is this? Tell me, someone down. I need to call there. I want a thorough explanation. What does this mean? Technology surcharge. I've actually never looked at this. $2.55. Again, they're the mob. What do I say? They're all the time. They're the mob. They are the mob. They're that infamous scene from Goodfellas where he's going around, fuck you, pay me. Fuck you, pay me. That's what this is. So every single person who gets some sort of bill like this is getting a $2.55 surcharge. Then there's the recovery surcharge for 85 cents. Then there's a training surcharge for 85 cents. Now, again, you guys are probably saying, Andy, why are you complaining about 85 cents? Here's why. The base fee bill is $85. It suddenly jumps up to $89.25. So we've tacked on $4.25. Here's why I'm mad. You're doing that extra $4.25 to every single person who's getting this bill, which then ends up being millions of dollars. Millions of dollars for roads that look terrible, for a city where crime is a problem right now. I'm just saying. Line item. I want a line item where my taxes go. I want a line item. I want to know. Dude, when I go to a restaurant and I order something, I know what it costs. I know if I order extra tomato or extra cheese or whatever it is, extra fries, it's line item. I know what I'm paying for. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is, guys. What is this? This technology surcharge, this recovery, this training surcharge. And here's the thing. I can't talk to anybody about this. The inspector, I've already called this guy. This guy's an idiot. This guy is a complete and utter idiot, and that's why he works for the city. I'm just going to be honest. Let's call it as it is. It's unbelievable. Love the deck, though. On a bright note, love the deck. The girls love the deck now. We've been having a lot of deck parties, truthfully. We've had a lot of nice days here in Cincinnati. The deck has been amazing. Absolutely amazing. The girls love running around the deck, love having a bigger deck. It's not the biggest deck, but we got it bigger. We have dance parties. Isla loves dance parties. Molly loves dance parties. We play music. I dance around like an idiot. They dance around like idiots, and we all have fun. Had a lot of dance parties, a lot of deck parties. It's great. People must think we're crazy. The girls were running around naked the other day. I was like, I don't care. Just on my deck. Just running around naked. Let them air out their little hoo-has. I need to air that shit out. I'm learning these things about the female anatomy at 44 that I didn't know. It's got to air out sometimes, I guess. Get a little breeze on it. But I did have a moment the other day, truthfully, on a real level with you guys. It was Sunday. It was a gorgeous day. The sun was starting to go down. You could just feel that heat from the sun, and it wasn't too hot, and it just felt so good. The girls were just laughing. They were having so much fun, dancing and being silly. And Molly will laugh at Isla, and Isla will laugh at Molly. And then I'm just like, that just hits a spot in my heart. It felt wonderful. Truthfully, it felt absolutely wonderful. I was just sitting on the deck on the couch and watching the girls dance and be goofy. And I was like, this is nice. It's a beautiful spring day here. I love my deck. I do love it. I love that I had a roof installed on it. It would have been way too hot. And I was just sitting there, on the deck, and I was like, this is just a absolutely beautiful moment right now. This feels wonderful, truthfully. And it feels nice. And I've had a few of those lately. Even though they've been a pain in my ass at times, especially Isla. Even though all that, you put that aside and you're like, you're my kids, man. It's nice. We're all just having fun on the deck. We're not freaking out about everything that's going on in the world. Because again, what can I do about that? Truthfully, what can I do about that? It's just nice. It was like a really nice, genuine moment that I just felt in my bones. I was like, this feels nice. And it hit me. I was like, I love this deck, man. I just love it. And then I love being out there by myself. Had the little fire pit going the other night. Had games on, just chilling. And that's been nice for me. And like I said, I've been trying to. I haven't been trying. I've been active. I'm doing my cardio, and that's all I need. I've just been chilling. I do want to talk about this quadruple amputee murderer. Did you guys see this? Did anybody see this? This is wild. My feed, you talk about your algorithm. I started clicking like and bookmark on these on Twitter. My feed is all about the cornhole quadruple amputee dude who murdered somebody. He doesn't have arms. He doesn't have legs. And I cannot get enough of the jokes. Can't get enough of them. The jokes are hilarious. Everybody's making funny jokes. The story is wild. Absolutely wild. And then they show you videos of what this guy can do. It's like a joke I saw. He's the most disabled person I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he truly is what this guy can do. The irony is ESPN did some huge feel-good story on this guy a few years ago. Again, about his history, about why he doesn't have arms and legs. And I'll play it here for you real quick. This is the feel-good story. I don't know if ESPN is still doing this, by the way. They got out of control with this. I would say like the mid-2000s. Every story was a feel-good story. And you're like, dude, I'm trying to get away from this stuff. I think Bill Burr had a great bit on it. I don't got to be reminded about cancer when I'm at a ball game. I go to a ball game to forget about cancer and AIDS and global hunger. Like that's why I go to the game. And ESPN for a while was just like, oh, and then Johnny was born with the third eye. What did he do with that third eye? He became a ping pong player. He could see the ball with that third eye so well. And everybody at school called him Trace Eyes, or Trace Ojos, and Freak Boy, and Big Eyes, Bug Eyes. But he persevered. You're like, okay, dude, can we just get back to the highlights? Anyway, what's this guy's even name? What's homeboy's name? What's the guy who just murdered somebody in cold blood? Dayton Weber. Here we are. This is the ESPN piece. So this is not that long ago. This is August 2nd, 2024. Not even 2 full years ago. ESPN did this piece on Dayton Weber. Let's show it.
I'm Dayton Weber, and I'm a professional cornhole player. I had gotten a bacterial infection when I was just 10 months old. The infection that got into my arms and legs was called Streptococcus pneumoniae. They had actually given me a 3% chance of living, and the only way that they were able to save me was by getting the infections out of my system. They had to amputate my arms and legs to keep me alive. I'm thankful for the Lord and giving those surgeons the power that He did that day. to be able to make such a miracle happen. Inspiration to me is a daily driver. I believe that God put me on this planet for one reason. Everybody's got their reasons for being here, but my reason I feel like is to inspire other people just by me doing my daily task. I want them to have the sense of I can go out there and do anything I put my mind to. If they say, I want to go out and become a pro cornhole player now, I want them to look at me and be like, I can do it. I know I can. Anybody can play, anybody can win.
Okay, so that's Dayton Weber. That's the inspirational piece that ESPN ran about a year and a half ago. And now he just shot somebody. Just shot somebody in cold blood sitting next to him. A friend at that. And now all these videos are leaking. He's obsessed with guns. I wonder if that gave him power since he doesn't have arms and legs. And he's like, yo, I don't need arms and legs. I'll bust a cap in someone's ass. Like, look at these. Like, here's a video. Him just shooting. I don't know what type of gun this is. Sorry, I don't know any guns. I don't know anything about guns. Here's a video of him just with his Glock. Would that be considered a Glock? I don't know. He's I mean, he's good. Look at him. He's good. He's loading the gun. I mean, look at him. He's a happy little thing, isn't he? He's got his gun in his hand. And then this one was impressive. He looks like he's hunting. Of course, TMZ. He's climbing. What do you call it when you go hunting and you sit up in those trees, like Brett Favre type stuff? You climb look at him climbing the ladder. Let me get me off the screen. Let's just get homeboy on the screen. How can we do this? There we go. Look at him. Dude, he doesn't have arms and legs. And he's climbing a ladder up in a tree. I don't even know what this thing is called when they look out while holding a rifle. Again, the most able disabled person ever. I mean, this guy is the embodiment of the American dream. He loses his arms and legs. He becomes a professional cornhole player. Here he is again. Guy loves guns. Absolutely. He loves guns.
Shot a little better, don't you?
Yeah, shot a little better.
Baby bullseye?
Yeah.
Lucky shot.
Uh-huh.
How did that even start is my question.
I just got to shoot it one time first.
Like, how did he get into that? I wouldn't think if I was missing both my arms and my legs, the last thing I would get into is something that involved shooting using my, hands. A deadly weapon. I don't know. The last thing I get involved with. But look, it's pretty bad what he did. I mean, I get, murder's bad, of course. It's pretty bad. What was it? What's the so this is the TMZ this is the and then I don't know what happened. Then he started looking like, here's his mug shot. He looks like a cast member here, like he would be on Orange is the New Black. He looks like one of the Butch characters. Do I have this right here? He looks like who was that chick on Orange is the New Black? What's her name? When I worked in radio, she was on Lance Bass's show. I forget her name. Leah something. Anyway, here it is. Yeah. I don't know what happened to him. He turned into a lesbian. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. Because there he looks like he would be a prime candidate to be on Orange is the New Black, or I don't know. What was that HBO or Showtime show? The L Word. He looks like he's a gym teacher here. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I don't know about the look. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. Let's talk about his actual crime. What did he do? What did homeboy? What did Dayton Weber do? He was arrested for murder earlier this week, and this was pretty funny. He wasn't fingerprinted. This is the TMZ headline. Quadruple amputee murder suspect arm prints, right? Because he doesn't have hands. Taken at jail booking. Dayton Weber, the quadruple amputee cornhole professional who was arrested for murder earlier this week, was fingerprinted at the jailhouse for obvious reasons. Oh, no. At the jailhouse for obvious reasons. Authorities took an impression at the ends of his arms instead. So, yeah. They say he fatally shot a friend in his passenger seat. He drives too? Maybe Tiger Woods can hire this guy. Maybe here's the thing. Maybe Tiger Woods can hire this guy as his professional driver, Dayton Weber. There you go. You don't get to go to jail, but you got to drive Tiger Woods. You got to drive Tiger Woods. That's your punishment. You got to drive Tiger Woods and a bunch of Perkins waitresses around all the time. And that's Tiger's punishment. He doesn't have to go to jail, but he has to risk his life with somebody who doesn't have arms and legs and is always carrying Glocks. So what exactly did he do here? Let's go to this. All right. He was booked when he shot and killed a passenger in his car the same day. Wait, there was witnesses? The sheriff's office says the witnesses were in the back seat. There was somebody in the back. There was people in the back seat when he shot this dude. He said Weber and this guy got into an argument. Witnesses told police that's when the 27-year-old pulled a gun and fatally shot the passenger. Cops say they all knew each other. According to law enforcement, the witnesses said Weber pulled the car over and asked them to pull the body out of the car, but they told authorities they said no and got out of the car while Weber drove off with the alleged victim's body in the car. Yikes. Later, the cops said they got a call about a body in a yard and identified the man as Bradrick Michael Wells, also 27, who was pronounced dead at the scene. This is insane. So, like, do they have a jail for disabled people? I mean, serious question. Like, where's he go to jail? What's he doing? That's a bad way to go out, I'll be honest. That's a rough way to go out. There's a lot of better ways to go out, man. You get shot point blank by a dude who doesn't have arms. You got nubbed down. I mean, those little nubs just boom, 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 boom. You watch those videos, those nubs can move. This dude. It's like this dude invokes David Goggins, right? Like this dude can, if this dude can become a professional cornhole player and a murderer without arms, without legs, he can drive. He can be a marksman with a gun. I mean, anything. What am I doing with my life? Truthfully, what am I doing with my life? I have arms. I have legs. What am I doing? This guy's showing me, and then he turned into a lesbian. What am I doing? What am I doing? This guy's accomplished more in 27 years than I've accomplished in my entire life. It's unbelievable. I saw some great jokes. Oscar Pistorius walked so this guy could run. There were so many. My timeline on Twitter was just, you have a day on social media. Again, it's total cancer. I get it. It's addictive. It's bad. It's mentally an awful thing. But you have some days where you're just like, a chef's kiss. Like, all these jokes are all hitting. I'm here for it. Give me the quadruple amputee murderer dude jokes. Give them to me. Very sad, though. I will add that. Very sad how this ended. Very sad for this guy. Not a way you want to go out. Tough way to go out. I mean, Tiger Woods is rolling his car over, driving it off cliffs, and he's still surviving. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird, though? I think about that all the time. Like, why did this person get to live and this person didn't? Like, why? Why? Why did this person live and why this person didn't? It's bizarre. No rhyme and reason to any of this stuff. Okay. Hotline. Do we have a hotline? We do. 859-935-0078. It's open if you guys want to call it. 859-935-0078. Also, my DMs are always open. Always open. Anything is fair game. Shoot me a question. Shoot me a comment. Give me some insight into how this works with this quadruple amputee guy. So who does he join? Like, when he goes to prison, I'm wondering now, is there like a disabled gang? Because normally it's by race, right? Like, the white dudes stick with the white dudes, the Latino dudes stick with the Latino dudes, the black dudes stick with the or the black dudes stick with the black dudes. Is he in like the wheelchair gang, like the amputee gang? Like, what goes on there? Is he joining the white gang? Does he have a swastika tattoo soon on his nub? Like how's this play out here? Does he go in a normal prison? Do they have, it's kind of like the Special Olympics or the Paralympics. They have different types of Olympics, the normal Olympics. Does he go to a disabled prison? Yo, do they have disabled prisons, man? I want to see a scared straight where the disableds go into the normal population and try to scare them straight. Okay, I'll shut up. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely weekend. Peace.